Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. It is Friday. Glow with the Flow Friday. Aloha Friday. And, day 18 of 30 Days of Self-Love. Yes, it is. Also have a mindful message. And, of course, we have our Rebel reading, which we're doing Monday through Friday. Because that's a fun deck. I mean, the Rebel deck. Oracles with attitude. Who doesn't love that? So how is everyone today? I hear my crows outside. They're very lively today. Anyways, I'm just going to jump right in because I am heading to San Diego today to see my father for Father's Day. Father's Day is this weekend. Good morning, Debbie Hall. So, I will be going down to see my dad. And so I'm going to make this a quick one, okay? So, again, we have Glow with the Flow, Aloha Friday. Why do I look like I was worried about saying that? Anyways, day 18. What's one change you can make to increase your happiness? Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. In fact, just to kind of backtrack a second, I'm also going to get to meet, I think she might be one of my dad's first cousins from my father's paternal side. So I'm looking forward to that tonight because it's that family tree I told you that just kind of went poof and exploded on my dad's side. We knew a lot about my dad's maternal side, but didn't know nothing about my dad's paternal side. So it's been fun, learning about things. And apparently my great grandfather had the nickname of Nuke Lucas. Okay, his name was Nick, but I don't think it was a typo because back then we didn't have autocorrect, right? I mean, this is like 100-something years ago, my great grandfather. So so it's kind of exciting. So anyways, back to 30 Days of Self-Love, day number 18. What's one change you can make to increase your happiness? What is one change you can make to increase your happiness? I could stop worrying. And also I could stop putting myself down all the time. That's a fun one. Good morning, Sammy. And how's little Sammy? She's cat sitting her fur nephew. He's so cute. Gray cats are just adorable. But yeah, what is one change you can make to increase your happiness? That is day 18 of 30 Days of Self-Love. And again, for me, I think I can just be kinder to myself and stop worrying about everything. I'm telling you guys, I told you this yesterday, I am like a stage 5 worrier. It's bad. And I actually yesterday I was a stage 4 worrier, so I don't know where that next stage came from, but I tend to worry too much and I tend to overthink, and I think a lot of that comes from self-doubt. And, I think one of the ways that we really need to kind of push ourselves forward is to have that courage to step out of our comfort zone of, embracing the self-love and embracing that self-esteem and that self-worth. And really, when it comes down to it, I think above all, the most important thing is self-respect and self-worth. Sammy said little Sammy's probably mad at her right now because she's outside on the patio. And their names, it was totally an accident. It was totally an accident. So anyways, good morning, Eileen. And she's right. Being kinder to yourself, because we are our worst critic. And we really are. You can see people who do a phenomenal job. Everybody tells them they do a phenomenal job. And they look back at their work and they're like, I could have done better. And it's like, what are we shooting for? I mean, are we shooting for a perfection that doesn't exist? Are we undershooting and saying, well, this is good enough? Or are we shooting for, hey, you know what? I'm proud of this work. And, I'm not going to let people's praise ruin that for me. Because I think a lot of times we get nervous when people, like our work as much as we do. And I know that sounds weird, but I really think that's a thing. Like for instance, right? Sometimes I'll do, I'll bake something, right? And, Sibling is usually my taste tester, so I trust her. But then it's kind of like with your parents, right? You just expect them to say nice things to you. But I do believe her. But then all of a sudden you're like, you give it to somebody else and they're like, wow, this is really good. And you're like, well, it could have been better. But when you first baked it and you tried it yourself, you're like, oh my freaking Lord, this is amazing. This is amazing. But the minute somebody else outside of your comfort zone gives you that compliment, it's kind of like, well, just say thank you. You put your love, your sweat, and your tears into it. Well, hopefully not literally your sweat and your tears, but you put you put all this love into making something, right? I mean, most people who bake, it's a passion, and it's just something that's very therapeutic. It's something that's just fun. Sometimes it can be a pain, but for the most part, it's something that we all enjoy, something that's just, that just kind of brings you back to yourself, and kind of just sets you down a bit. So, again, what's one thing you can change to increase your happiness? That's mine. A lot of people would say, oh, I want money. Oh, I want this, that, or the other. Well, if you have all those things, it still doesn't mean that you're going to love yourself more. Okay. It just means that you are probably going to be an emotional spender, an emotional eater. And yes, those are things. Okay. Because they're instant gratification. They're things that we do to try to make ourselves feel better because we feel like crap inside, because we have that low self-esteem, that low self-confidence, that low self-worth or respect or love. And again, I think even though self-love is the most important thing, well, one of the most important things that you can have, I don't think you can truly have it without self-respect and self-worth. Those are so important. Okay, so they're kind of like, they're the Trinity, right? Whatever you believe in, there's always some kind of Trinity of something. But it's true. They're like triplets. They really have to go together. They really have to get along, and they really need to see one another because when you start lacking in self-love, so you just have a low moment, that self-worth is going to remind you, hey, you know what? It's going to be okay. And that self-respect is going to say, you know what? You don't need to just, you don't need to do anything that you don't want to do today, because you need to take care of yourself. That's also self-care. But that's having respect for yourself. It's saying, you know what? I am worthy of all this love, or I respect the fact that I am worthy of all this self-love. You can make sentences out of it. You can just run circles around yourself with, how many ways you can put that together. So that is it. What is one change you can make to increase your happiness? And let's see. I pulled a card, but I didn't look at it yet. I think we had this one already. Yeah, you know what? We had this one. It was about my own energy, and I really like it, but I want to give us something different, right? So let's see what else we can find. Don't forget, we have the Rebel deck today. I love that deck. That is, like, sincerely, I think, my favorite deck. So anyways, okay, we had that one too. Maybe I ought to start going through this deck and just saying, hey, oh, there we go. That's a good one. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. So, all right. All is okay. And it looks like they're giving themselves a hug. I love that. It truly looks like they're giving themselves a hug. So, all that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. Oh my God. Okay. That is the card for today. All is okay. I'm going to read this again. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but it could be a typo. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. It can hurt to feel what you don't want to feel, but the only way you're going to heal it is to feel it. right? You like that? The only way to heal it is to feel it. I'm not sure if that's a bumper sticker somewhere, but that legit just came out of my face. So anyway, yeah, you have to heal it. You have to feel it to heal it. And that really, really is a thing. I think I'm repeating it to myself so I don't forget it. In fact, while I have you guys on here, I'm going to write that down because that's good. You have to feel it to heal it. And feeling it might feel like you are walking on nails. Okay? And I know that can be hard, and I know that can be very painful, but sometimes digging deep and going into our shadow self and kind of having a throwdown with them. I would prefer maybe a negotiation or some kind of moderated talk with your shadow self. But sometimes I think we feel we have to put it in some kind of weird chokehold to make it listen, because sometimes the shadow self will just run around and run around like circles around you. Like, it's like a horror movie, right? You can never see where the villain's coming from, and then poof, they're right behind you and you got an axe in your back. But sorry, probably not the best example, but but it's the point, right? So I think the hardest thing is to face the villain itself. Did you ever notice, though, in horror movies, it's always the person that seems to just say, enough, I'm done with this, and they're the ones who face off against the bad guy, and all of a sudden it's like they're the ones who live, but everyone else who ran and tripped in the woods. Seriously? How do people trip? Okay, don't look back. If you are running, do not look back. That's like rule number 1. You slow yourself down when you look back. I mean, they'll teach you that. If you run track, don't look back to see where everybody else is, because you're going to slow yourself down. You're going to lose your pacing. You're going to lose this momentum you have going forward. And it's either going to be caused because you're looking back and not sure what you're doing. You're going to fall over something because you don't see it coming, or you're going to worry about how close someone might be coming to you and then push yourself so hard that you're too tired to cross the finish line. So, there's a million reasons why things can go sideways when you look back. So don't look back. I mean, what is the number one thing we always talk about at least once a week? Don't look back. You're not going that way. There are things we can look back on to heal, to free ourselves, okay? But a lot of people look back and they'd forget to look back forward. Okay, I know that made sense in my head. A lot of people look back, but they forget to look forward again. Okay, and that's what we have to do. We have to remind ourselves, once it's healed, stop looking at it. Okay, it's like a scab, right? They always tell you, don't pick at your scabs or it's going to scar. Well, I hate to tell you this, but if there's deep, deep wounds that you have to heal, it'll probably scar. But you know what? Those are battle wounds, right? Don't look at them as anything other than battle wounds. Those are the things that made you who you are today. Those are the things that pushed you forward, and you look back and say, hey, you know what? I got this scar right here. And you remind yourself, you know what? That was hard fought and well earned. So, you got to do it sometimes. You got to do it. I say sometimes because I know some people will struggle with that. But again, the only way to heal it is to feel it. All right. So I'm going to read this one more time because I think it's worth the third read. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, and overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. When it says it leads to your higher expansion, it is basically saying, you know what? We've healed this. Let's move on, because now we have even more self-love. We have even more self-worth. We have even more self-respect. All right. So, okay, you guys know that I've been pulling these off the top right, and I can't see them because I put this card in the front to make sure I don't see them. Time to let go. Move the fuck on. I feel like this card is talking to me. Time to move on, or time to let go. Move the fuck on. I know it's backwards, but you can totally see it. That is freaking hilarious. Again, don't look back. You're not going that way. Face the fuck forward. Oh my god, these are the best cards in the world. I absolutely 100% love them. I am sorry for anyone that is offended by curse words, by profanity. I do apologize, but you know, I'm not apologizing because I feel bad. I'm apologizing because I understand there are people out there that don't necessarily think that profanity needs to be a part of anything, that you can make your point otherwise, and that's fine. I get it, but this is me, guys. You get what you get. And I'm tired of apologizing for her. I'm tired of apologizing for not being the vision that everybody else wants me to be, but instead following my own path and being my own vision of who I want to be. So, and I don't think that deserves an apology anymore. And maybe I never had to feel like I had, or maybe I never had to apologize for it, but I always did, and after I read that article about this girl who was like, about her history of apology, I realized, God, I do it a lot too. I have been in my past, and sometimes even now, such a people pleaser that I sometimes forget that I don't need to do that. People are going to like me or they're not going to like me. If they don't like me, I gotta just be okay with that. But I will say this, it's your loss. It is your loss. Because I am just a barrel of fun, usually. you know? I've been called adorable and cute. Oh, Lord. That is stepping way out of my comfort zone there. But yeah, guys, I just really, it's time to let go. You have to feel it to heal it and move forward, because move the fuck on. Because if you don't, you're literally throwing your anchor. And what do we always say? You have to sail through it, right? Don't throw your anchor, because if you throw your anchor, you're just going to live there. And you don't want to live there. I've lived there too long. I have built an entire village around that anchor. And, and it was village population 1. So, and not a fun village, right? I mean, people come and go and they'll visit. But yeah, population 1 is not so fun. So, I think it's time to build a city now, or build that village where, people just want to come and stay, and, just, live your happiness with you, live your truth with you, accept you exactly as you are, and, not be ashamed to be your friend. I can be a little out there. I can be a little weird. I can be a little strange. And, I will say this for myself. That is the one thing I've always embraced. I always used to tell people, I'm not weird, I'm fun. But to be honest with you, I am a little weird. I'm different, and I think everybody is unique in their own special way, I might be a little too special in my own way, but anyways, sorry. What did I say about, being kinder to myself? But it's true. And I embrace that. I embrace that I'm weird. I embrace that I am totally different. And I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with it. Thank you, Debbie Hall. See, Debbie Hall says no apology needed. And thank you, Eileen. Eileen says, yes, you are loads of fun. I try, guys. I try. But, you're only as fun as the people around you. When, next time you hang out with people and you're with the people that you are close to. And I say close to because you can be yourself. You're not putting on airs. You're not around people where you feel like, oh, I have to act a certain way so that, this, that, or the other. You're just yourself. I've learned over time that nobody's going to get anybody other than me. There may be days where I have to fake it till I make it, and that's usually in a work situation, in a workplace, because, there is a level of maturity that you have to have when you're in an office. But once people get to know you, they let you shine. If anybody tries to dull your shine, move them to the corner. Okay, put them in the dark corner where they belong, and until they can find their own sunlight. But don't be afraid to shine. the people that you are around, the people that love you the most, that care about you the most, that are your dearest, closest, either family, friends, partnerships, relationships, whatever it is, they will let you shine and be yourself. And this is why a lot of the people on here, are saying the things they're saying about me, because when I'm with them, I know I can just be myself. And that's what I need to work on, is just being Shelly Marie Lucas 100% of the time. And that's not even my full name, guys. Shelly Marie is one name. I actually have a middle name. But, fun fact. Shelly, fun fact. My name is exactly one letter short of the alphabet. That's right. 25 letters long. Thank God my last name is short. Seriously, because my first name's 11 letters, my middle name's 9 letters. Oh, criminy sake. What was my mother and father thinking? And my dad named me. That's the second fun fact. My father actually gave me my first name. Not my middle name, but my first name. So, and he also gave me my last name. I think that goes without saying. But anyways, I'm sorry I'm checking my watch, guys. I got to be out here in a few minutes. So, it's going to take a while to upload these. By the time you see this, you probably won't care because you'll be watching it anyways. But so I don't know why I just said that. But if you are watching live and you want to check it out later, you can check it out on Facebook, because obviously it's going to go right there right now. But all the other social media, it's going to take a while to get up because I have to leave. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow for the special weekend edition of the Daily Vibe for day 19 of 30 Days of Self-Love. And I'm a little sad because tomorrow is baby sibling's birthday, but baby sibling will not be on because she and I are currently on a 3-hour time difference, and she's 3 hours behind me. So 6:30 may be a little too early for her to wake up and get her happy birthdays. But again, tomorrow, special weekend edition of the Daily Vibe. Day 19, 30 Days of Self-Love. Tomorrow should be good. I don't look at these until the morning of. So I'm a little excited to see what tomorrow is about, because as you can tell, the closer we get towards the end of the month, the deeper these questions are going. So don't just pull, something out of your hat that says, what's one change you can make to increase your happiness? I want to be rich. Well, okay. Are you really going to be happy if you're rich? Yes. Money, I believe, can buy you happiness, but it's only going to buy you momentary happiness. It is not going to buy you long-lasting happiness. If you have that big house and you were sitting in it alone, that's not being happy. That is not increasing your happiness. You have to find your self-love and your self-worth, okay? Money's just money, all right? I have the greatest people around me, and I'm not rich, and that doesn't mean that I'm not putting anyone down here, okay? I mean, yeah, it would be nice to have a job that actually pays me what I'm worth, but you know what? When it comes down to it, it's not the material things. We talked about this yesterday. It is about the people around you. It is about the love in your heart, the self-worth in your heart, the self-respect and the self-care that you give yourself on a daily basis. Instant gratification, that's all it is. It's just instant gratification. It's the people around you that make that beautiful home, that make the beautiful car. Otherwise it's just stuff. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much money you have in this world or how much you don't have. As long as you're you, and as long as you're a good person and you're kind, you are one of the richest people in the world. Because a lot of people lack that. I mean, and I'm not saying, people that have, people in general, regardless of what they have or don't have, a lot of people lack the compassion, the kindness, the empathy, and all that good stuff that comes from here, that comes from your self-love and your self-worth and your self-respect. Okay, so one more time to let go, move the fuck on. I am moving the fuck on now. I have to go. I will talk to everybody tomorrow again for the special weekend edition, day 19 of 30 Days of Self-Love. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.